We're spending the night in a 200-year-old abandoned hospital.
Let the tour commence. What was that noise? The operating room. How scary is that? Like...
And they thought it was our room, didn't they?
Yeah.
So we're spending the night, more than one night, in a 200-year-old abandoned hospital. I don't even know what this used to be. Welcome to the other side of GDANSK.
We actually found this place when looking for unique accommodation here in GDANSK, and I would say it's very, very unique. It's in a very crazy neighborhood. It has a rifle factory next door that I think is abandoned, and this building has been reconstructed. We're going to obviously find out so much more.
I love they've kept like the old style, the old walls, while being like really modern.
Yeah, it's super modern, but we are actually going to be doing a tour with, I believe they call it like an animator. I don't actually know what that means.
To learn the secrets of the abandoned hospital.
We're basically going to learn everything about the hotel.
That light just went off.
Let the tour commence. Hey!
Hey!
Hola, how are you? As you know, we travel all the time, and although that comes with some amazing benefits, it also has its downfalls, I know, believe it or not. For example, if we are connecting to many different Wi-Fis in hotels, in restaurants, and even in public spaces, it basically means that we are allowing our information to be seen by everyone. And that leads us to the sponsor of today's video, which is Surfshark VPN. Now, if you're like us and didn't know exactly what a VPN meant, it basically stands for a virtual private network, so keeping your online identity safe. So it basically encrypts the information. All very technical, but things that you will need if you are traveling and using public Wi-Fi's. Basically, it keeps your data safe.
Airlines actually use different prices for different countries, so you can use Surfshark to make them think you're in a different country and you might be able to come to the airport and get your flight for less.
You can also use Surfshark to keep your personal information safe. So if you're at home, like we are right now, or if you're in Cyprus and you can't access the things you want to watch on Netflix, you can use Surfshark VPN to change your location to somewhere like America, and you'll be able to access all sorts of extras because you'll be connected to a different location. So basically you can find all the good programs, and you can also use it to keep your identity safe. It's a must for when you're traveling, and it's something that I must be honest with you, we didn't really think about because it's just not one of those things that crosses our mind. So for us to be traveling all the time, we are now keeping our identity safe, and we are also getting the opportunity to watch amazing programs either at home or abroad. So wanted to say a massive thank you to Surfshark for sponsoring today's video. Make sure that you do keep your identity safe, and we will link them in the description.
Enter promo code DABBLETRAVEL for 83% off and 3 extra months for free. It's a no-brainer. 83% off.
Let's get back to the video.
The hospital until 2004.
Oh really?
Yes. I mean, and it started back in mid of 19th century.
We are starting the tour outside the front of the hotel, or old hospital as it used to be. Actually, before being a hospital, at the front it used to be the house of a rich family, the Uphagen, which is part of the name of the hotel. And then in the 19th century it was bought by someone else that was rich and turned it into a small hospital. There was then like a pandemic or some sort of disease that outbroke, and it got expanded. It's been expanded 3 times, and there's actually a hospital up until 2004, which is crazy. That's pretty recent.
This was an idea of one of those sisters. They were asked to run the hospital and also an orphanage that was originally in this building. Yeah.
Oh wow.
We've come out into the courtyard, which was obviously the courtyard for the hospital. We actually found out that this new building behind us used to be an orphanage as well. So there was a Catholic hospital with the orphanage for boys and girls. Behind me is kind kind of what they would use for like miracles, obviously because people were ill in hospital.
I think originally was hospital's boiler room. It's original, but it's a little bit shorter than it was. They had to shorten it because it was dangerous.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And what is the huge metal thing? This here?
Probably the hospital burned some kind of dirty material.
Okay.
Some things had to be burnt.
Yeah, so they would use that.
For example, operations or stuff
Yeah,
like
of course.
that. So,
sort of like an infirmary.
Yeah, like an infirmary, but for materials and things.
Yeah.
So this was used to burn all sorts. Hopefully not people. But yeah, the clothes, dirty stuff from operations. But it kind of fits.
This building behind us used to actually be the laundry room of the hospital, which is so interesting. Everything's actually original. The bricks have just been cleaned, and we will actually be seeing some of the original, I suppose you can call it machinery or whatever they used back when it was a hospital, because they've actually managed to keep some of it. But I just can't believe like how much history is associated with this place, and it's kind of, I would say it probably would have been quite eerie, but now you know what it was used for, maybe not so much. Welcome to the bar that used to be the pharmacy.
So this is magiel in Polish, but how you call it in English, I have no idea.
I don't know.
Check in dictionary, maybe there is a word for that. This is very, very, very old machinery.
From the hospital?
From the hospital's laundry room.
Oh, is it
like
I know what it is. Is it like a clothes press where they squeeze all the water out?
So it sort of dried the clothes?
Yes.
So you would put the clothes in, roll it out, and all the water would come out?
Exactly.
I love how well this place has been designed. It has this ultra modern bar, but then all these old sort of artifacts from the hospital, and they're not certain what everything is. Like, they're still not 100% sure. A lot of the doctors, nurses, pharmacists have come back in here, and they're so shocked to see this modern bar where they used to work.
Also, for example, this is a very old vodka bottle.
Wow. So you could get your medicine and vodka at the hospital.
That is so cool. And this is the restaurant that actually used to be the hospital's kitchen. And can you believe this? The original cooker, you can even see that, the little gas, I don't know, gas hob.
Can you imagine
stove.
the hospital food cooked on this?
And the little, look at the little drawers that, oh, don't want to break it, but how cool is that?
And they've even got this on the wall where the patients would press it and then the doctors would see what room to go to. We've just gone down into the basement, which is also part of the restaurant. It looks so cool. I can't get over how they've done it so well. The old meets the super modern. And the doctor that came back here to let them know what things were. This was the freezer. We're not sure it was kept in the freezer, but I think we can all imagine.
Those numbers of rooms are put on the original tiles from the roof.
Oh, really?
Taken off,
Wow.
So did this maybe used to be like the baths or showers of the hospital down here?
Probably, yes. These are the legs from a very old bathtub.
Wow.
You know those, right?
Yeah.
This is so unique. So this was possibly like the baths, the shower area of the hospital.
So cool.
And,
And we have
now
our
the
spa. Like, that is so unique. There's the old legs of the bathtub and the sign that's saying, I think it's like the heat thermotherapy type thing, was open from 9 to 3.
We need to go in here later.
So cool. This is amazing. Like, I can't believe how much they managed to find and keep here. And actually you can see, so behind our industrial part of the building there's another, and that was the old rifle factory.
This is the top floor, right?
This is, yeah, the top level, the top floor, and you can basically just see, you can even see the riverside of Gdansk.
There's really cool views, and just out there was, they're going to make it a laundry room because they found the old ironing boards and everything up here.
And an old little sign that said laundry storeroom or something. So cool. So Anna has told us as much as she possibly can, as much as she knows about the hotel. We're going to continue our tour on our floor in our room by ourselves, but it's actually so interesting. I have no other words. Interesting, cool, unique. They're gonna...
A museum.
It's like
a hotel museum.
Yeah, they want the public to come and see it and get involved, and obviously they want to show people around because this is a really interesting building. On our floor we have
some scales.
She believes that it was some type of scales, obviously very, very old. And don't you just love these corridors? Like, you can envisage the fact that it was a hospital with these really long, narrow corridors, and obviously with the original brickwork.
I can't believe that
paintings.
they weren't sure whether they were gonna like keep it like this, have the artifacts of the hospital, because it might scare some people, but I think it's cool.
I mean, a lot of people probably would find it a little bit creepy, but we find it really interesting.
You won't be saying that tonight, but
no, maybe not. But here is really cool. Like, these are all up. We're not exactly sure. Like, this might be like some sort of card. You've got patient board. You've got this little ringer for when you're ill, and the little.
Oh, is anything in there? That's
No,
creepy.
nothing
And
in
then obviously, if you need a wee in the night, you've got this and the patient board. Look at all that. Well, I don't want to show people's names.
What was
but
that noise?
I don't know. You even got the old photos of patients that have stayed in the hospital, and this is the fountain
Rock type thing.
thingy outside. As you get closer to our room, I feel like it gets a little bit. I feel like we're in one of the creepiest rooms.
Right outside our room, we have no entry. We have no idea what this is, and some other signs. And then.
Hold on.
Wait, I wasn't going to show you that yet.
So, this right here is a photo of the operation hall. This is like the thing you have.
The operating room. How scary is that? Like,
and they thought it was our room, didn't they?
Yeah, they thought it was ours, but it turns out that it's actually the room above, which was the operating room. Our room is this one here. These bay windows are unbelievable, but they actually thought that our room was the X-ray room.
X-ray. That's not too. I'm pleased we're not in the operating room.
So when you come in to our room, everything is not original. It is beautiful. It is modern. It is chic, boutique, anything but. Obviously, with the original walls, we have our table, we have fridge, we have storage. Hello. I love that.
Is that
the emergency telephone.
The
I love that.
room.
We have the big bed, we've got a smart TV, and everything's just really, the word I was going to use was like rustic, sort of wooden, and then these bay windows that look out onto the courtyard. We look out onto the courtyard.
I love how they've kept the brickwork as well.
Yeah, you can see all the original shapes, and then obviously we have our bathroom, but they've done it really well to keep the history with making it modern and beautiful.
Can you imagine everything that happened in this room though?
Well, it was an X-ray room, so I kind of think that people were having investigative work. It wasn't as scary as you might think.
It was up there above us.
I love the staircase, it's so grand. And we actually found out on the tour that this particular wooden
beam?
No, banister.
Is it a beam or
that is original, so that was here when the hospital was here, and that is not original. But the stairs are. Everything is fresh. We are actually heading to
the basement.
The basement. We're going to head to the gym because I don't know if you know, but we work out.
Do we?
No.
Can you imagine that this was the freezer, which means it was really only one thing?
Yeah,
We're about to work out there.
She said she wasn't 100% sure what was kept here. This was the baths as well. So who was being bathed in here?
Who was being bathed before going in the freezer? Not exactly what you imagine in part of the old hospital freezer, but a really nice state-of-the-art gym. I like it because they actually have a proper bench rather than annoying. I don't know why hotels always have annoying light weights. The bench is really nice. I'm acting like I can lift heavy weights. I don't know if it's just me, but the motivation to go to the gym is at an all-time low when you're in a cold country. I feel like it's an excuse, a real bad excuse. But I seem to be using it a lot in Poland, so I'm pleased to be in India because in a few weeks' time we could well be in a hot country, and me not going to the gym enough will come back to bite me, won't it?
It will indeed.
A lot.
It won't come back to bite me. What is that noise? Wow. While he goes into the sauna, I just want to say that this is actually really surprising, and me and Matt were kind of saying before how interesting it is that, you know, times have changed about how you can turn something around and create it into something that's pretty amazing. Like, I would never have thought you could turn an old hospital building into something like this with...
It's lovely in here, by the way.
I don't know if you can hear him, but he said it's lovely in here, by the way. So on that cue, I'm getting in. I was in there for 5 minutes.
This is
Everything's turned off.
People are going to think this is fake and not true, but that completely just turned off. The whole sauna is off.
And we're in the basement of an old hospital. Well, that was an interesting turn of events. Gym completed, sauna half completed until something or someone turned it off. And now we are in bed. I have Sudocreme on my spots, which is looking very glamorous, but we are spending the night, the first night in an old abandoned hospital. So with that being said, we shall hopefully see you in the morning and we'll let you know how it is.
Good morning. We survived the night. How did you find it?
To be honest, it was great. We'd live to tell the tale.
We really do. It was actually so nice. The hotel here is lovely. The bed is so comfortable, but it's still got that little bit of mystery, a little bit of history. The factor in like a museum stroke, obviously old hospital, adds to that mystery. And this was the... Did you hear any x-ray machines?
Nothing.
No x-ray machines, nothing going on in the old operation theatre that was above us. But we actually have more information on this place. I completely forgot that it was also, well, the building next to us was an orphanage, so that adds, again, to that mystery.
There's a lot going on.
I'm trying to read a lot about it. Supposedly the building obviously was abandoned, or the hospital closed in 2004. They purchased the building and the hotel in 2015, and then it was sort of, works went on for it for a few years, so it was sort of abandoned for like at least a decade, which is cool. I can't believe it. Imagine what they found in that building and what they've done. It's so impressive. We've stayed in an old abandoned hospital. That is so cool, but we still have to go and get breakfast in... That was the room, right, where they
used to cook.
Where they used to cook, so hopefully it's better than hospital food.
Breakfast complete, and that basically ends our night in the old abandoned hospital. So I suppose it leaves me to ask you the question, would you stay there? I mean, why wouldn't you? It's beautiful, it's modern, and it's got so much history. We're actually heading to Sopot tomorrow, so you will see that in the next video, and then our time in Gdansk will be finished and we'll be heading somewhere new. But yeah, if you would like to stay here, then we definitely think that you should, and obviously we will link it in the description, but we will see you in Sopot in the next one, and no more abandoned hospitals.
Enter promo code DABBLE for 83% off and 3 extra months for free. It's a no-brainer. 83% off.